We all know that Twitter can be both a useful tool for sharing information and a low-rent, sewer-spewing garbage and pack of lies. Now the question for Teen Vogue magazine: should racist and homophobic tweets from a teenager matter when the woman has apologized and is soon to be editor-in-chief? If you haven't perused Teen Vogue lately, its content is intriguing. A glossy mix of liberal politics and what $4 lip balm Hailey Bieber wears. But now the magazine finds itself in a political stew all its own. After hiring 27-year-old Alexi McCammond as the new editor-in-chief, old tweets resurfaced that she posted at age 17, mocking Asians and using phrases like "so gay" and "homo."
Her tweets and the sentiments behind them were racist and abhorrent and indefensible.
That's the former editor of Teen Vogue, Elaine Welteroth, who agrees with some current staffers who are protesting McCammond's hiring. Posting on social media, "We have written to Condé Nast about McCammond's racist and homophobic tweets," basically calling for her firing. But not everyone is on board with tossing McCammond overboard.
It should take something extremely egregious for somebody to lose their livelihood. We got to cut 17-year-olds some freaking slack.
That's Wozni Lambre, host of Woke Bros, who believes the Teen Vogue staff is really more upset that one of them didn't get the top job. Still, the bigger issue is how accountable McCammond should be for something she did as a teenager, apologized for years ago, and again this week. Apologies that former staffers are not accepting.
She needs to lead by example, apologize, and acknowledge the blatantly racist tweets, not dismiss them as merely being, quote-unquote, insensitive.
So far, Condé Nast is sticking by their hire. Well, Lylah, you have younger children, so you might have been aware. I wasn't aware of how with it woke Teen Vogue is. I got reading some of the articles today and sort of got taken away from me, got away from myself. But I have to say, something that somebody, I'm certainly glad Twitter wasn't around when I was 17. Not that I would have used, those terms wouldn't have come to me then, but, you know, kids toss those phrases around. I'm sure you've heard them yourself. And the viciousness of which people have come after her doesn't rise to the occasion here. I mean, I think she's been compromised. I don't know how she can take the job, even though Condé Nast is standing by her, but it doesn't seem like a fireable offense at this point.
I think if Twitter was around in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and early 90s, there would be no one who was able to hold any sort of high office or influential position anywhere in any industry in any part of this country. That said, I think this is a really good opportunity to foster some accountability culture instead of cancel culture. It's good that she apologized 4 years ago. It's better that she apologized again now. I don't know if she took those tweets down or if they're still up there somewhere, but the internet is forever, so it doesn't matter if she took it down. Now the next step in accountability culture is hold her to it. Do better in print. Do better as a leader. Do better in anything you write, post, or share, and continually fight against the type of thing that they so casually embraced when they were teenagers. If you don't give people a chance to show that they've changed, then I don't see how anyone can ever move forward.
Yeah, Emily, I don't think you and I are Teen Vogue's target demo here. I've got 5 years of them stacked on my desk I haven't found time to get to yet. I've really got to get on that.
They're good.
Look, this kind of made my glasses fog up a little bit. Racism and anti-Semitism and anti-gay sentiment are major existential issues in our country. And they're trivialized, I think, by this kind of story. If Alexi McCammond had in her professional life as an adult written anti-Asian or anti-gay stories, or as an editor spiked important stories on those topics, or mistreated Asian or gay employees, that's a story. This isn't. This is gossip. Shall we comb through the social media feeds of her antagonists on the Teen Vogue staff? Shall we rehash the allegedly racist practices of Utra Beauty, the major Teen Vogue advertiser who paused their ads over this? If this is a serious story, then yes. If it's unserious insider trivia rather than just gossip, then no.
Well, I have to say a couple of things. First of all, I have followed Teen Vogue for some time. I've even quoted some of the material and commentaries that I have written because they have been in this space for a long time. The mission now of Teen Vogue is to do the kind of stories that would uplift in a way that her tweets at the age of the people that she's now representing is totally diametrically opposed. So I know people always want to just say, oh, they were so young at the time. Yeah, I get that on the one hand. On the other hand, people always want to dismiss these kinds of tweets. If it's racist, if it's homophobic. And she's going to a publication, again, as the mission is to do better in that area. And on top of that, at a time when we're in the middle of a rise in hate crimes against AAPI people. So to me, there's a disconnect here with Condé Nast and somebody. And by the way, there were two black editors just as young as she was before. Lindsay Wagner, People Wagner was the last one, and before that, Elaine Welteroth. So she'll be the third black editor. I would like to know for sure that her pattern and practice, which is all how I judge too, John, what has she been doing since the first apology? In that apology, she said she was going to be proactive in making certain that the kind of tweets and the sentiments she expressed, were not the platform that she stood on. Don't know that she did that. I just think it's odd that in this moment in time, this is where Condé Nast went, and that people are so willing to say, oh, she was 17, it didn't mean anything. Well, it does mean something to people. It does.
Callie's point about this being her demographic is well taken. That hadn't occurred to me before. But I do think we need to come up with a sort of a fixed protocol for how far back we're going to hold people responsible for really stupid or worse things that they might say. She was 17. If she were 15, would it make a difference? If she had said these things when she was 13, would that have made a difference? I think that being very intentional about when we're going to penalize people for abhorrent views they've expressed in the past, it's a conversation long worth having. And like all of you, Callie didn't say this, but I will say it, I'm very glad that social media wasn't around when I was saying stupid stuff. I don't think stuff like this, but plenty of stupid stuff at 16 or 17.
I agree.